it over to you right now.
Yeah, no, perfect. Thanks, Jess. I just wanted to give a quick introduction of NGA. Global partner, over 40 years of experience in the HR industry and across 188 countries. So they're one of our global PMC partners. I would have to say the best governance, flexibility to work with, great demo capabilities, and overall just a great partner from a PMC perspective. So I've worked with them for the last 8 months, and I can't say anything better about them and Shafiq and the sales team. So I look forward to working with them as we kick off PMC this year, and look forward to hearing more about them on this call as well too. So that's just a quick intro, and I'm going to hand it over to Shafiq and Team NGA to kick things off. Thank you.
Perfect. Thanks, Anjan. I'll go ahead and kick it off here. And Anjan, thanks for the great introduction. I think that sums it up. I'll go into more detail a little later into who we are, but really I want to focus on the efforts that AlightNGA and SAP have made together when it comes to our end-to-end solution for offering. So what I'm showing you today is a deck that is for your purposes. I will share this deck with you after. We also have a deck that we'll be sharing that will be customer facing, that you can take out to your customers into the field and highlight the capabilities of the end-to-end solution from Alight for SAP. With that context, I'll jump right into who we are. I'm Jay Nichols. I'm a regional sales manager here at AlightNGA. Came from SAP, know most of you. For those I haven't met, it's great to meet you, and I certainly look forward to working with you in the future. I'll introduce my colleagues later here in the presentation. I've got some pictures, and we'll let you know who the team is that you have the ability to work with on our side. So let's get into the end-to-end solution. We developed a solution that after hearing lots of feedback from field AEs like yourselves, we found that there was a need to deliver to the marketplace an end-to-end solution solely focused and built around SAP SuccessFactors that encompassed the entire HCM suite, as well as payroll, talent, time, benefits administration, payroll services, and AMS. And so that's what we're going to present to you today. Again, this is a solution that was supported and built in partnership with SAP. So your leadership team has been briefed on this solution and helped us design this solution for the marketplace. And who's it for? It's really for organizations that have 1,000+ employees, single country being ideal, but if not single country, at least long tail employee headcount, in one major country. Obviously, that enables us to leverage economies of scale and deliver services at an affordable price to really deliver lots of value for the clients. It is built on SuccessFactors EC and ECP, as well as some proprietary NGA Alight tools, which I'll talk about in a little bit. It is configurable for your clients. So this isn't, a one-size-fits-all where, we see organizations that we compete with, like an ADP, that will come in and say, you have to use this configuration of the solution. This isn't the case. We allow customers to actually configure a solution that makes sense and drives additional value for their organization. In addition, we follow the SuccessFactors methodology of the start anywhere, go anywhere approach. So if we happen to uncover a need for an organization that might just need BPO payroll or benefits administration outside of what you're currently able to offer them today, then we have solutions to fill those needs. Payroll processing, post-payroll services, et cetera. And we're already delivering this to thousands of employees across the globe. We'll talk a little bit about our presence later. So this is a proven, trusted, and purpose-built solution for SAP SuccessFactors and your clients.
Yeah, so just to interject there, and great point, Jay. It is, look, this solution has a very strong tenet around payroll and ECP and surrounding services. However, let's make it clear that it is start anywhere, go anywhere. So you don't have to start with payroll. You can start with talent. You can start with benefits. You can start with whatever it is that makes sense. Where's the area of greatest need for your customer, for their business? And God forbid, you don't even have to put payroll in scope today or in the future if that's not something that's a big priority for the customer, right? The reason why payroll is still featured so heavily or has such a feature role is a couple of things. One is the ability to compete against ADP, Ultimate Cerity, and those folks. That's something that SAP has told us is really a high priority on the payroll side. And two is to just drive more engagement and more sales out of payroll, right, from an ECP perspective. So again, important that we don't have to start there. We don't even have to include it, but it is a key part of the foundation. Sorry, Jay, go ahead.
No, that's very good context. Thanks. Why is the solution different from some of the things you've seen in the past? Well, first of all, it is an end-to-end solution with flexibility. It is configurable. It is a solution that we can implement as little as 12 weeks. But let's be clear, this is not an RDS solution. This isn't something that's clearly out of the box. This is a fast track implemented solution that's built off of years of best practices from us and allows the customer to have input so that this solution meets all of the demands of their business. The other thing that's really important here is we have the ability to completely remove the risk from the customer, right? So we are taking payroll and HR data processes. They are guaranteed and governed under our SLAs as an organization. And again, you'll see some of the statistics around the type of transactions and the amount of transactions that we process on a monthly and annual basis. It's pretty amazing. Local and international processes and legislation managed for your clients. So we have global service centers that are located in region. Those allow us to provide in-region expertise to make sure that, just like SuccessFactors does from a regulation and compliance standpoint, we do the same. So our folks on the ground in those locations are fully aware of any payroll changes, tax changes, et cetera, and we can implement and turn those around with full compliance for your organizations. The other important thing is single point of contact, for all of the technology and the licenses. So it's if you want to use the methodology of one throat to choke, AlightNGA becomes the center and facilitates from a licensing all the way through implementation, processing, and then ongoing support and AMS services after the fact, all built on trusted and proven technologies and references. Again, a good depiction and a good visual of what the solution represents, right? So with AlightNGA being the center, SAP subscriptions through implementation, talent and time, we'll talk about that as well, dedicated solutions for talent and time as well as options. Benefits administration, so an amazing benefits administration platform that our customers absolutely love. Post-payroll services and ongoing support as well. Again, as Shafiq said, it's a start anywhere, go anywhere type of approach and package structures. All of these are available. However, as he indicated, we can just take a certain component and start there and deliver value to the client in as little as 12 weeks in some cases. The backbone being EC and ECP, as well as the talent suite. And then on top of that, we're bringing to the table the benefits administration platform, time and attendance, as well as ongoing support AMS long-term to ensure that any of those integrations are maintained, that the customer is getting services to really comply with what the demands of their day-to-day business are. So let's talk a little bit about the solutions in a little more detail. I purposely left out, but you'll see it when you receive the customer-facing presentation. I didn't think I needed to talk to this group about EC, ECP, or talent. I think you all are very aware of that. But in the customer-facing one, we do include more specific information on EC and ECP because they are the backbone of the end-to-end solution. So let's talk about BPO payroll for a minute. BPO payroll, again, are services that we are experts at global payroll. We actually deliver payroll in 188 countries. And so if you look at that in perspective, there's only 195 countries in the world, and we are servicing 188 of those. They are payroll enabled. Jess and I actually worked on an opportunity where the customer had some pretty heavy payroll demands in South Sudan, Iraq, Afghanistan, and we were actually able to deliver services if the client chose in all of those locations. And so what does this mean? This means that if you have locations that ECP is not necessarily an option because of the locale, we have solutions, proprietary solutions that can actually facilitate and aggregate those in-country payrolls so that your customer has one centralized reporting tool with a global view of what's happening around the globe for payroll. So a very flexible service delivery model for HR BPO. Post-payroll services, another solution that is being offered to SAP customers as well. So things like payroll processing, post-payroll processing via ACH, tax garnishment distribution. So if we look at check printing, W-2, garnishment services, et cetera, all those are available to your customers via Alight. And then benefits administration platform as well. So I know that you currently have a benefits solution today, but Alight also can fill those needs. Our benefits solution platform, SmartBen, it's a pretty amazing tool, as I indicated earlier. Customers that see it love the integration of artificial intelligence, the ability to open up a chat bot, have their employees communicate via chat. So from an investment standpoint, we have made significant investments in the Ben Admin platform. And again, a really nice, robust tool that has gotten rave reviews from customers. So the ability there to provide an alternative for benefits administration to your customers as well. And so again, who is the end-to-end solution made for, right? It's for organizations that might not have the resources to do some type of large HR, payroll, transformational project. They want someone to come in, take control, and help run their organization for them from a payroll and HCM perspective. Again, I want to reiterate, organizations ideally of 1,000 plus employees, preferably single country, but if not, long tail headcount in one major region. The end-to-end solution is going to manage the SuccessFactors subscription, fast time to implement, unify those multiple vendor solutions, and then transfer the data process to us. One thing I didn't really highlight in here, I don't know if I skipped over it or not, was the time and attendance solution. So we have a practice, we would leverage either EC Time. If not EC Time, then we have a practice dedicated to workforce software as well. So we have those options for your customers. But really, again, it's all part of this end-to-end solution. So who are we? Well, you've heard from Shafiq and myself. We also have some other folks from Alight here on the call. James Dominguez is my counterpart. He handles the West. James also came from SAP, so has some great relationships with you all out in the field as well. Heidi Harris is our North America marketing lead, so she's been the one working with SAP on this end-to-end solutions. Jack Stevens is on our team and is the SAP channel manager for North America as it revolves around benefits administration. Jack actually came to us about a month ago, I guess, from Benefit Focus. So has a lot of experience in the Ben admin industry. And then another name you might hear is Luis Areta. Luis is our solutions architect and really a key conduit that helps organizations design and configure the end-to-end solution to best meet their needs. So who is Alight? And I apologize, I am going through this a little quick, but I'm being cognizant of the time and I want to make sure that you've got time for questions here at the end, because I'm sure there's going to be some questions. So who is Alight? Well, I think the powerful things here as it relates to all the stuff on the screen is that we have over a 20-year record of SAP HCM. In those 20 years, there's been a lot of co-innovation. So both organizations have really developed some tools to help drive more value for SAP customers. We're in that 188. We do have the 188 countries that are payroll enabled, 55 plus delivery centers, and we're on the ground in over 29 countries today. I think more importantly, when it comes to a payroll and benefits perspective, we're processing over 378 million transactions annually, comprised of 203 million web and call center interactions. But the really big thing that stands out to me is the center bottom there, $6.5 billion in payroll transactions that we process monthly on behalf of our clients. So a very proven track record, along with over 1,000 SuccessFactors deployments. So lots of information there. I tried to keep it to under 20 minutes, which I think we did, to accommodate some questions. And at this point, I will open it up for some questions.
Hey Jay, I think we've got a few in the chat here. Who's the sales contact for Canada and the Midwest?
Where are they located specifically? What state?
Well, Canada in general, and also the Midwest.
Oh, okay. So James and I actually split the Midwest, I guess. So James has Illinois, and I've essentially got to the east of that. So it would be, you could reach out to either James or myself, and we'll make sure that the right one of us gets assigned to that.
I think as a rule of thumb for Midwest, go to James. James is responsible for most of it, and if it's not James, Jay will step in. But James is effectively for all, to make it easy, James West and Midwest, and Jay is South and Northeast.
So there you go. Let me see. Let me go through some of these other questions. Sales contact for Canada is a question. Shafiq, you want to take that one?
Yeah, sure. So that for Canada, best to come to me directly first, primarily because I'm in Canada and I really understand Canada, and then we'll get support as required, right? We actually have to do more work in Canada. We've been very light on the amount of work we've done in Canada. We started getting a bit more serious with Canada, basically in Q3, Q4 of last year. So we are much better positioned. You obviously understand Canada. Talking to the folks in Canada, it's much more of a market play, right? I mean, we don't have the same scale and economies as the U.S. So it's very much a mid-market play, and so we understand that for sure.
Great. Another question, just to clarify, sounded like you said this works best with single country solution. Did I hear that correctly? And that's Steve Vaccaro. Steve, yes. It'll obviously, we can combine these services anywhere, but from a cost perspective, it makes sense to be able to drive economies of scale with single country or long tail headcount within a single country. So let's say, for instance, 1,200 employees total for an organization, and 900 of them are in the US and 300 are in Canada, then very much so the end-to-end program would be valuable to the client. Another question, Shafiq, any tools to help a client go from on-prem SAP payroll to the new end state?
Yeah, so I've been actually answering the questions on the chat as I've been trying to catch up. So short answer is yes, there are. It's something that we've got a heavy focus on. We're actually working with the global team, including from a US perspective, Todd Acevedo and Ivan Garrity on the new kind of lift and shift from on-prem HCM kind of HANA solution. We're actually working with the team to create both business case materials as well as general, sales, collateral, and go-to-market strategy. So that is heavy on the deliverables for this Q1.
There's a little comment in here from Rory McDonald that he worked on an RFP with Alight last year, which they won. James was very collaborative and helpful and went all the way to help us both win. Highly recommend using them as a trusted partner. Thank you, Rory. It's always nice. Any other questions? I think we answered everything in the chat.
Yeah. So there's a question on one question that we missed on global payroll BPOs. And the question is, do we have a solution that works in concert with an existing SuccessFactors customer with a SuccessFactors footprint? So the short answer is yes, absolutely. Here is our move forward strategy, and this is something that as a business internally we've gone. Call a spade a spade. We've struggled with this, right? But we know what the right answer is, and we finally got there, right? The right strategy and the right way to do it. If we're talking about an SAP customer, right, existing or new, okay, global payroll, the technology platform for global payroll will now always be recommended as ECP, okay? So ECP is the technology platform for any customer existing of SAP and any new pursued customer, okay? So there's no more, if you're familiar with Eureka and all that stuff, the fallback solution, unless there's massive pushback from the customer or if it just doesn't work, is always going to be ECP, okay? So we would stand up EC and or ECP, right? Depending on how the solution is set up, right? If EC is already set up, then obviously we just set up ECP. If not, then we set up both. But our BPO services globally, whether it's single country US or North America, US, Canada, Mexico, or if it's 55 countries or 105 countries or whatever, the solution, the technology platform on which we provision our services will be ECP. For those countries that ECP is localized for. For the balance of remaining countries, it will be part of NGA solutions, okay? So only where ECP, one, either is not localized, or two, the employee population is so small that it doesn't make sense commercially, financially for the customer, it's ECP, and then otherwise an NGA global solution. So that's the strategy, that's the value prop to the SAP customer and the SAP prospect. It's about leveraging more out of their investment in SAP. It's about leveraging more synergy in the total solution, right? Total integration between HCM and payroll, right? And talent for that matter. So that's the move forward plan. Now I'll give you an example of a customer in the South that we just we signed the deal with on December 30th. It's about a $10 million deal. And it's for a customer by the name of Acuity Brands, okay? So Acuity Brands is only North America. So it's US, Mexico, and Canada. It is ECP that is going to be the technology foundation for all three countries. We'll be provisioning fully managed BPO services on the ECP EC platform. And it's a comprehensive solution. So it's not just managed payroll, it's also full employee call center, tier 1 customer care services. So that's just an idea of what the future direction is for SAP customers, period.
Looks like we got about 3 minutes left. There's one other question in here. Is PEX, P-E-X, still being sold?
Yeah, so PEX is old technology. PEX is what Epiuse uses. It's old NGA technology. Actually, it was Epiuse has it because it was the NGA folks that started it up at Epiuse. But what we use today is the current solution is HRX, which is HR Exchange, okay? So that is the glue that binds together the middleware, so to say. It's much more than middleware. It's part of a total solution. It binds together the multiple systems and or services that may comprise a customer's global payroll solution. So if you have, let's say, 15 customers on ECP, then you have another 15 customers on other NGA technology or services because it's too small or there's no coverage. HRX is what binds it together. So to the customer, what they get through HRX is a unified global payroll, right? From how they view their data, how they access their data, how they can report on their data. That's what HRX does.
Perfect. That's all the questions I see in chat. About 2 minutes left. I want to be respectful of time. Any other questions that the SAP team has for us? Perfect. Well, if not, I certainly appreciate everybody's time. I know for those of you on the West Coast, it's extremely early, but I appreciate you joining and spending time with us this morning. We didn't have a lot of time, but I hope that the information presented was valuable to you. I will follow up. I will provide this deck. Jess, I'll send it to you and let you disperse it to the team if you feel like that's the best path forward. But at any rate, I will provide this information and then look forward shortly to seeing a customer-facing deck as well. If there's no other.
Yeah, sounds good. Thanks so much, Jay.
Perfect. Well, thanks again for your time. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your Friday and an even better weekend. And we'll talk soon. So thank you all.
Have a good
Thanks, you
one.
too.
Thanks.
Bye,
Bye
guys.
now.